Hello guys, we went down to the river today and we caught some drum, and I was going to show you guys how to fillet one of these. Let me get one here. It's pretty easy. Just take one, make sure that you've got a really good sharp knife. Okay, and what you're going to do is you're going to make your first incision right here under its gill, just like that. Now you'll cut down until you feel its backbone, right about there, just like that. Okay, you notice that these are scales, got lots of scales on them. So instead of scaling these, we're going to take the meat from the skin by filleting it like this. Now take your fillet knife and run it right along its backbone. You can feel the backbone with the tip of your knife, and just run it right along its backbone all the way down. Now there'll be a certain spot that you'll be able to feel where the ribs are not at. So just keep on going until you can feel where the, see that right there, see that? That was the end of its ribs. Now what we're going to do is tilt your knife to the right, just like that, and run the edge of your knife right along its backbone. Get as close as you can, all the way down, just like that. Now don't take it all the way off, because we're going to use this little piece right here later to help hold our meat, so we can fillet it right off of the skin there. Now you're going to turn your fish upright, kind of like this. Now take this knife and run right along the bones of its ribs, just like this. Okay, you can see right there, I'm running it right along the top of the ribs. And you'll be able to peel it right off of there. Then whenever you get it kind of to the edge, start to take it all the way off. Just cut it right down the skin. You should be able to cut right under the skin and between the ribs and the meat, just like that. See how I did that? Now everything in here is just guts and bones, so you're not losing anything. Now let's flip it around, and remember how I told you that we was going to save this right here a while ago? That helps us hold it when we flip it over like this. See how I flipped that over? Now you're going to take your knife and run it right under the meat and right above the skin, just like that, and just take it right down the fillet. Now that gives you a nice fillet with no bones in it. There's no bones in that at all. Okay, now let's do the other side. Same thing. Take your knife and run it right along the edge of its gills, just like that. Okay, take it all the way to the backbone. Turn your fish around. Now this side, you'll take your knife and run it right along the edge of that backbone again, and you'll press down, and on the tip of that knife blade you can feel its backbone and its rib cage. Now what you'll do is you'll just go right along through there, just like what we did a while ago, all the way down and you'll be able to fill that rib cage in. See how I slid my knife right on through it? This is all ribs, and this is the end of its rib cage, and the knife went right on through. Okay, now like I said, tilt your knife blade just like this and run it right at the backbone. And don't forget, leave that little section here on the bottom to help hold it in a minute. Okay, now flip your fish up just like this and go right along that backbone with your fillet knife and right along the ribs with your fillet knife. See how I'm just kind of taking that meat right out from the ribs? Take it right on down. Like I said, this section here is all ribs. There's hardly any meat there. Now, lay your fish out just like this. Again. Now, take your knife and tilt it and run it right in between the meat and the skin there. And this keeps you from having to scale or do anything like that. And when you get done, you've got a nice big fillet that doesn't have any bones in it. Just like that. Now you see how I've got, this is all skin, all ribs, and backbone. That's got pretty much everything that you can get off that fish. Now let's take it and put it in a bag and we'll dispose of it later. Now a lot of times what I'll do is after I get through filleting them, I will take and just press down on it, make sure that you've got all the bones out of it, okay? And to cook it better, I just take and just kind of slice it into sections like this, and that way it's really easy cooked and it cooks thoroughly this way. See that? Nice little bites. Now let's get this piece and let's make sure that all the bones are out. There may be. I'm just going to take this one little section right there out because it may have a bone in it. Okay. Now, same thing. Let's just take it and cut it into nice little chunks that are easy to fry. All right. Now, let's get us a bowl. Let's put some water in our bowl. Okay, now let's put all of these nice chunks of fish in this bowl. Now what I'm going to do is I will take and I will wash every bit of this real thoroughly. Okay, I'll empty the water out of it. Okay, and then I'll put more water back into it after I've got everything really good and clean. And then what you need to do is you need to put salt all in the water and let it soak for approximately 24 hours, and that will really help improve the flavor and take the kind of the fishy taste from it. It makes for a much better meal. I really do appreciate you guys watching my videos, and if you have any comments or concerns or questions, just leave them below. Thank you guys for supporting me, and if you would, if you're not a subscriber, just click the subscribe button, and I really do thank you. GoPro, stop recording.